After a long day of academic, work-related, and social obligations, you have also stayed up into the late hours of the night, haunted by the stress of not getting enough work done. You feel satisfied with what you've accomplished, and you're finally ready to go to bed and get a couple hours of sleep before your classes begin the next morning. As you're settling down, you're reflecting on what you have accomplished the day before and what still needs to be completed the following day. You're floating in and out of consciousness and, oh no, you forgot to submit your assignment that was due before midnight. Bolting awake, you feel your heart pounding and dread fills you. There's nothing you can do. You have a 0 for a mark. Fretting on this failure, you continue to think about other factors in your life that are causing you to stress. You never seem to get a good night's sleep. Surely you can't be the only one feeling this way, so you decide to see how your peers at school are dealing with their own stressors. You see a couple of your friends from your Understanding Stress course and decide to ask them how they deal with their own stress. You hope to understand their perspectives on stress, identify recurring trends in their behaviors, and potentially develop coping mechanisms from the advice they have to offer you. Now, let's collaborate to understand stress.
Okay, so how do you guys understand stress in relation to sleep, and how do you think stress affects your sleep? Because I feel school stresses me out to a point where I think it's okay not to sleep, and then it's a crazy vicious cycle that feeds itself. Okay, so I just left the library. I was studying for my exam I have tomorrow, but now I'm stuck in the worst traffic ever, and I feel like I'm getting really stressed out because I'm losing time to study for my exam. Just got home and I put all my notes together. I'm ready to study for this exam. However, now it's 8 p.m. and I know I'm gonna be up all night because I don't know anything yet for this exam. So I have my coffee. It's gonna be a late night for me. So right now it's 3:45 a.m. and I cannot fall asleep. I can't sleep because I can't stop thinking about how hard this exam is going to be tomorrow, and I know that I'm going to be really tired tomorrow morning when I wake up.
I found that I become more dependent on caffeine just strictly due to the fact that I feel pressured to utilize every hour of the day to be efficient with school. It is now 8 p.m. I didn't think I was going to need a coffee, but then I showered and I got a little tired, and I still have a lot to get done for tomorrow. So I have to stay up, I have to get it done, or else I will be stressed out of my mind tomorrow morning and probably wouldn't be able to sleep anyway. So I need my coffee.
Many unbearable hours later.
It's currently 3 a.m. and I have to get up for class in about 4 hours. And I'm thinking that coffee at 8 was not a good idea, but I really had to force myself to get work done because I was stressed out about getting it done for class.
So coffee for me is a bit of a saving grace because I know when I come home and still have a lot to get done, but I feel like I could go to bed at 8 o'clock, I can make myself a coffee, wake up a little bit and get that stuff done. But then I'm up till 2 or 3 in the morning. I'm lying there stressed out that I can't sleep. And then I'm also stressed out because I know that if I don't get a good sleep, I won't be able to be as efficient the next day. So it's this constant struggle between stress and getting work done and using coffee to do it, but then getting inadequate sleep.
It's not necessarily how stress impacts my sleep, but it's the effects I feel from not sleeping due to stress. I recently got home from class and I have a big essay that I need to finish for tomorrow morning, but I also really want to take a nap right now. But I know if I do that, I won't sleep well tonight, and I feel like I'm getting caught in this cycle of not sleeping at night and then napping during the day and then not sleeping at night, and it makes me feel really irritable and unable to concentrate during the day when I really need to be. So I just finished and submitted an essay that I was up working on all night last night. So I feel like just having a nap right now, but all I can think about is all of the other assignments I have to get done this week. So I guess I might not be sleeping again tonight. So I just left a group meeting and all I could think about throughout the meeting was how I wasn't really concentrating much on what other people were saying, and I wasn't considering their ideas as fully as I could have, and I felt like I wasn't participating to the fullest either, and I really do feel like it was because I didn't sleep well last night, so I think that really impacted my cognitive abilities today.
This year, I feel like I'm juggling 3 schedules at once. I just got home from a really long day on campus and I'm exhausted right now. I'm looking at my bed and I really want to get into it, but I can't yet because I have some more work to do, so I'm going to be up late tonight doing that. Tomorrow I have class 9:30 to 2:30, then work 3 to 7, then I need to meet with my group to work on our project. Yeah, I'm finding it really hard to manage all of these different schedules with work and volunteering and school, and my self-care is definitely lacking. Specifically, my sleep is definitely not as big of a priority as it should be. I know that's a problem, but I need to stay up late to meet my deadlines, so I don't know what else to do.
I just miss high school when I had less responsibilities and I had more parental support and just less tasks to complete.
My sleeping schedule is very inconsistent, and in high school I had a consistent school schedule. I basically would have school from 8 to 3 every weekday, so that would kind of make me want to sleep at the same times as well. I also had an easier time managing my workload after school because every day I finished at 3, so I would have time to like schedule the same routine every weekday, whereas now I kind of sleep in when I can, obviously, and with university the workload is a lot more because teachers aren't babying you. So yeah, I'm a little bit tired.
So I got back from class around 8 and I didn't have time to make dinner, or nor did I have groceries realistically. So I had to eat takeout because I live at school, not with my parents. So I have to make my own meals, and that's a major con to going to university and not being with your parents and not being in high school and having these responsibilities like getting groceries and feeding yourself.
I don't know about you guys, but I have additional stresses because of varsity. Every day is game day. With having to squeeze the gym in and practice every day and still getting all my work done, I barely have time to see any of my friends and I'm barely sleeping and I'm super stressed out right now. So yeah, I just hope we get over this hump soon. I was out of the house for 14 hours today and now I get to wake up in 5 hours and I'm really not looking forward to it. I've been feeling super overwhelmed recently. I have to get up early for my varsity commitments and I have to stay up late for my assignments, and I'm just having a hard time finding time to get everything done.
After talking with your peers, you feel much better about having other people that can relate to how stress impacts your sleeping habits. However, none of you feel particularly satisfied with the fact no one understands how to properly cope with their stressors in order to achieve optimal sleep. You decide to turn to a broader selection of people from the university to see how they manage their stressors. Before doing this, you remember from your Understanding Stress course that it is important to consider contextual factors when it comes to understanding stress.
Social context plays a large role in how we interpret stressors, whether we are at the childhood, adolescent, or adulthood stages of life.
If you were not given the proper support and had experience with parental conflict throughout childhood, it is more difficult to establish proper coping mechanisms to overcome or manage your later stress experiences.
When in adolescence, experiencing stress through adverse social situations may lead to disturbed sleep, thus affecting emotional and behavioral outcomes.
This may be problematic because it is essential to develop a proper sleeping routine before entering into adulthood.
The anticipation of future stressors, along with those associated with your career, can contribute to ongoing experiences of sleep disturbance.
To further understand the different situations in which stress is experienced, you consult some of the individuals who are part of your everyday academic environment.
Mostly just pressure with keeping up with the work that I've been assigned and doing, trying to make sure I get all the readings done. Stressed about time management mostly, especially, I mean, not getting a whole lot of sleep with trying to keep up with that, so.
Definitely internal pressure, just wanting to do the best you can, and just pressure from family or peers, definitely.
So what type of stressors do you experience? Okay.
More difficult, yeah. Stress definitely affects me. And yeah, I'll be either staying up later doing the work that needs to get done, or not sleeping at all.
Yes, when I have more stress, it's more difficult to sleep for sure.
The stresses that I take on, it takes me a while to fall asleep. So even if I go to bed at 10, I might not fall asleep until midnight or so. I use meditation, like a 15-20 minutes meditation before sleep. I found some lavender baths help, some essential oils help to relax me, both muscles and mind.
Reading definitely puts me to sleep. If it's a assigned book, I'll definitely do that a little bit.
After speaking to all of these people, you understand the variety of forms stress may take, and you identify certain coping habits that you might be able to implement in your own life. Even after viewing these perspectives, you can't help but wonder about gaining a broader idea as to how the general public stressors may impact their sleep, how their own contexts impact their stress, and how they may cope with this. However, these are conversations for another day.